Welcome back to another episode of MotoGP Mac, and today we're going to talk about what is going wrong or what is going on with the Honda. Now, we know the Honda is a radical bike or a radical redesign of the bike that they had previously, and the 22 bike, it's not got off to the best start, right? So, one of the things that they've done with the bike is moved it from a front bias to a rear bias bike, and one of the ways that they did this actually was not just put a load of weight onto the rear of the bike. Well, they did kind of, but they increased the rotational mass of the crankshaft actually, and what that's done is that it's given it more stability on corner entry with the engine. Marc Marquez was mad for riding a bike, what was called a loose bike or a loose front end, and he was able to cope with it, whereas others weren't. And as soon as Pol Espargaro got the new bike, you could see that he could turn the bike and use the bike. But one of the things with adding the increased weight to the crankshaft, basically it does dull down the power a small bit of the engine and top speed, of course. So they've had to look at the aerodynamics, and they have worked really well on the front nose cone and also the rider tail unit where the rider sits. I do believe they're running a mass damper, but what you will also notice is how low they run the vents from the radiator. Now normally they would run a twin radiator, however the vents being so low, I believe that they're running with radiators that are stacked one on top of another, which when they vent out at the lower end, they do vent out and create into the stream, which it looks good. However, an oversight of what they did is that the hot air coming from the bike now runs directly into the rear tire. So the rear tire, no matter where it is always getting hot. And this is one of the things that we did see, and we have seen lately with them, is that they're normally used to running, and Marquez always used to run a hard compound front tire and slightly softer, or he could run the hard compound rear tires also. Now they're running a softer compound tire. The heat from this radiators is actually affecting how the tire is performing, because the tire is constantly hotter than it would be. And you'll see towards the end of the races that their tires drop off actually a little bit more than they used to prior, but more so similar to other ones like the Yamaha, and that the tires do just tend to drop off with the grip. We're probably going to see this actually on the higher speed corners and the tracks where they're leant over on edge grip a lot. So I do expect in today's test that you will see Honda will probably bring a new chassis, and also they will start looking at moving those vents, I believe, a little bit higher up to try and stop overheating the rear tire. Now I will go through Monday's test when I'm back on Friday, but I'll go through it in detail. But that's what I expect to see from the Honda. I expect a new chassis, but I also expect to see new side fairings, trying to direct that heat away from the rear tire, and maybe a more so up into the rider's going to suffer. But if the rider's a little bit more uncomfortable than the tire, I take that any day. But yeah, so I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Have a look for yourself at the images that I have there. You'll see how low the vents are, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video. I just want to take a minute to also thank you for watching my videos and the support that you've shown so far. If you haven't subscribed already and you would like to subscribe, it would mean an awful lot to me if you did. I'm starting this channel realistically so that we can all enjoy MotoGP together, with the aim of streaming a live video when the GP races are on.